Hello everyone, in this video we will be solving problem 1105 filling bookcases shelves. The problem statement is we are given a two-dimensional array with book information, that is thickness and height, and this shelf width. We need to find the best optimized approach where we can stack all of the books in the given sequence with minimum height of the shelf. We don't need to consider the number of shelves, instead we need to consider the height of all of the shelves. If you look at the example number 1, the best solution is to stack the first book with thickness 1 and height 1 on the first shelf. On the second shelf, we have two books with thickness 2 and height 3. So the total height of this shelf becomes 3, as that is the maximum. And on the third shelf, we have 4 books of thickness 1 and the maximum height is 2. So the total height of all of the shelves is 6. Which is the best possible case. It may sound like a difficult problem, but trust me, it isn't. Let's switch to a scratchpad and start discussing how this can be solved. Given the problem statement is asking us to find the best possible case, we cannot simply solve the problem once and call it a day. We need to continue finding the best possible case or use the greedy approach. Now, simply looking at the problem, I feel like the best possible approach or algorithm that we can use here is backtracking, where we'll put a book on the same shelf and then also try to put it on the next shelf. For example, let's start with the first one. So if I place the first book in first shelf, now I have two possible cases to do for the next one. Either put the next book in the same shelf or put it on the new shelf. Now let's see what will happen if we put it on the same shelf. First of all, we need to check if it is even possible to do that, considering we are working with the shelf width as well. So the next book is 2. On the same shelf, my total width of the shelf. When trying to put the book on the same shelf, we also need to consider what is the width of the shelf, like what is the space remaining. So in this case, because I have already placed the first book in the shelf, my width remaining is 3. Now can I place the next book on the same shelf? Yes, because its width is 2. So my remaining will be 1. We'll repeat the same approach for the next book. Next book is 2. I have a choice, put it on the same or move it to the new shelf. Now if I try to put it on the same shelf, I need to check the width remaining. I have the width remaining on the shelf is 1. The book thickness is 2. So I cannot do that. So this is not possible. I will have to put it on the new shelf anyway. So for the new shelf, my width is 2 remaining, because out of 4, 2 is being used. So I have only 2 left. While we are calculating the width of the shelf and the remaining space available, as and when we are adding the book to the same shelf, we also need to calculate the height. So when we added the second book to the first shelf along with this one, the height at this moment was 1. That's the height of the first book. The second book's height is 3. So the maximum height of the shelf should be 3. And this is for the first shelf. Now if I look for the second shelf, which is the new shelf that I just added with book number 3, its height will be 3, because that's the height of the second book. We'll continue this approach until the end, and as and when we are adding new shelves, we'll add its corresponding height of the shelf to the previous height and then maintain a variable where we are recording the total height of all the shelves. Let's do one more example from the first book where we are adding the second book on the new shelf. When adding the book to the new shelf, originally my height was 1 and the remaining width was 3. But the remaining width is no longer useful because we are moving to the new shelf. When adding book number 2 to new shelf, its corresponding height of the shelf or the maximum height will be 3 and the width remaining is 2. So from this point, again I have a choice to make. Should I add the next book to the same shelf or the new shelf? So if I do same, 2 will be added to the same shelf because I have enough width available. So in this case, my width will become 0 and height will still be 3 because both of these books have the height of 3. So the maximum is still 3. So at this point, with this combination, this is what we have achieved so far. And similarly, we'll keep on going until the very end, where we have placed all of the books on all of the shelves. As we were solving this problem right now, we did the calculation for this shelf twice. One for this scenario and one for this scenario. And what is the possible case for all the books to be placed on the shelves going forward will be the same. So instead of repeating the calculation, we can use something called memoization, where we will record the best possible case. This will not only save our overall time complexity, but make our problem more efficient. So when we were at this point, all of the calculation that we will be doing going forward will be saved in a dynamic programming array. Let's say we encountered this case after we completed this loop. So we'll check if this book have already been processed. If yes, then we'll just fetch the value from our dynamic programming array and return it. So our time complexity theoretically will not change, but our space complexity will be O of n, where n is the number of books that we are going to be placing. I hope you were able to understand this explanation. Let me show you how we can solve this using C#. So in the primary method, I set these variables up and then initialize the dynamic programming array to default value as int32.maxValue. Then I call this helper method and passing the index 0. This helper method is intended to run the loop for each index and recursively call itself. I have a couple of basic checks to make sure that it's not going to break any of the basic rules, like if the index is equals to books.length, then simply return 0 because there are no books to be placed. If the calculation for the particular index is already been done, its value should be there in this dynamic programming array. So I'm checking if its corresponding value is not equal to int32.max. If it is, then we'll just simply return the value from there. Then I have a temporary width of the shelf saved in this variable and the maximum shelf height is set to 0. Then I run this for loop to calculate how many books I can place on the same shelf. So checking the temporary width and making sure it is greater than the book's thickness. If it is not, we simply break out of the loop. On line 45, we are basically placing the book on the shelf, which means we need to decrement its corresponding thickness. And then I'm calculating the maximum shelf height, which is the current maximum with the book's height. Now I recursively call the same method again, passing the next book to it and then adjusting its corresponding maximum shelf height and then comparing it against the DP of which we may have calculated in the previous iteration. After the loop is complete, we'll have the best optimized height of the shelf in this DP of I, and then we are simply returning that. After all of the iterations are complete, we'll have the best possible case recorded at DP of 0, which is what we are returning on line 20. I hope you were able to understand this explanation and this solution. If you have any questions, concerns, or any suggestions about this solution, feel free to let me know and we're happy to chat about it. The link to this code is available in the description. If you would like to access, feel free to play around with it, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.